I am lost. I am at a loss for words at this movie that I just watched. I How do I begin? How do I start? First of all, what is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I decided, for whatever reason, and I'm wondering if I regret it, I decided to watch this film called Infinity Pool. Infinity Pool is a 2023 film that was directed and written by Brandon Cronenberg, who is the son of David Cronenberg. So, of course, following in his father's footsteps of making weird, trippy, fucked up horror thriller films. That's what we got here. And as far as my knowledge going into this, I remember vaguely seeing a trailer or maybe coming in during the trailer at a theater when this trailer was playing, but I didn't see what it was about really. I saw the cast and I said, "Oh, that looks interesting." I'm always up for a random horror movie as well. So I saw that it was available at home to watch, so I watched it, and fuck. Wow. This was an experience. This was very trippy. This was very out there. I'm still trying to boggle my thoughts and my brain because it's been turned into mush after this. Let's talk about the cast, all right? Our main character is Alexander Skarsgård, who I enjoy seeing every time he pops up in something. Ever since True Blood, I'm like, hell yeah, Eric. And then even in random movies when he's in, I'm like, he's a good actor. And him here, he's this guy that he wrote one book like 6 years ago, didn't really do well, no one read it, got bad reviews, and so he's sort of just trying to struggle and make it. Him and his wife are on this vacation in this other country. And his wife is played by Cleopatra Coleman. And even though she's the rich one, even though she's maybe a little uptight or a little, I don't know, not full of herself, because ultimately she was right. There's a couple scenes where she's like, I don't really know, this area isn't great, we're not supposed to be leaving the resort, we shouldn't be doing this. And I feel like they want us to think that she's uptight. And I'm like, no, I am with her. Because the beginning of this movie, especially the beginning, was playing up my fears of, it's like when I watched Hostel for the first time, and you just get that idea of being in a different country, being in a place in the world that you're not familiar with, you don't know the customs, you don't know the language, even the laws are so barbaric, if you want to put it that way. You never know what they can get away with, and so you feel like an outsider. You feel like everyone's looking at you because you are American or you are a certain way, and maybe some of that is just being naive. Maybe some of that is I watch too much true crime stuff, and people leave the country and they don't come back. But this was getting me. The beginning, they run into this couple. One of them is played by Mia Goth, who I've seen. This doesn't help. Mia Goth has been in the last couple horror movies that I have watched and enjoyed, and she's so good at being either sympathetic, likable, or batshit crazy. And here, she comes across very alluring, very sexy, very intoxicating. You understand why Alexander Skarsgård is being seduced slowly by her. Of course. And that's where shit really goes wrong. You know, there's a part in this movie where it almost turns into I Know What You Did Last Summer. There's another part where you find out what happens when you get imprisoned in a country like this. The weird type of shit that they do as far as staging executions. And there's a lot of this stuff that I don't know what was in the trailer, that I don't know is public knowledge. So that's why I'm trying to be vague and stay away from spoilers. But this movie fucked me up. It did. It fucked me up, but in a good way. You're not hearing me rant about this. You're not hearing me complain and say that this movie sucked or, oh, it didn't make sense. Like, no, it purposely was confusing or purposely was bouncing all over the place to make you confused or question things because maybe you don't want to know the answers, right? Alexander Skarsgård, at first you're understanding why he's doing certain things, and then there comes a point where you don't even know if it's the same person. You don't even know like what's in this guy's head, and he starts doing things that are barbaric and that are sickening and creepy. And Mia Goth, like I said, she's very alluring. And then there's a part in this film where Mia Goth turns into the scariest person that you have ever seen ever. And she was too good at playing batshit crazy to where I don't know, I'm starting to wonder about this actress. I'm starting to wonder about her in real life. As good as the sex might be, and you do see her naked in plenty of sex, and you there's so much weird images, especially when it pertains to sex and how much stuff is. It's almost like a big acid trip of, and I've never done acid, so I can only just imagine that this is what it would be like, and just the colors and the flashes of images, and I just was mesmerized and then grossed out all in the same 30 seconds. There's a lot going on here. If it sounds like I'm all over the place, it's because I am all over the place. I want to say I enjoyed the movie on more of a filmmaking point of view, on more of a appreciating the director doing something completely different, and almost giving you, maybe at the end of the day, what could be a simple story, but making it more complex, or maybe just delivering that story in a whole new trippy way to where you just digest it different. You think about it differently. So that's why I appreciate all of that. Even the ending of this movie, I'm still trying to think like, man, how do I feel about all this? And maybe that's the point, you know? I'm going to give this film, whew, I could see some people hating it and thinking this is too fucking weird and out there, not their cup of tea. I understand. But I'm going to give it a good date movie. But good luck explaining to your date why the fuck you dragged her to see this. Because it's not for everybody. You know, it left me queasy and wincing and almost peeking through certain scenes, a little intense. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you've even heard of Infinity Pool, if you saw it, what did you think of it, did you like it, am I fucked up? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.